Here at Oshawa Lakeview Park with our freedom fighting friends, freedom fighting family, Triple F, as I like to say. About to go have some pizza. I'm going to get in first this time because last time I missed out. So hold on for a second. Yeah, eat first, Cole.
You want to come for lunch? We have a lunch over here. Oh, no, thank you. Thank you.
He's open.
Oh, I'm sorry that you
All right, guys, so I decided to do another live stream so you guys can witness what you're missing by not coming out for some picnic here with our freedom fighting family. We have 7 extra large, beautiful pizzas. As soon as I drop my hands full of food here, I'll go show you. Hopefully make your mouths water for some fattening pizza. Let's check it out.
Here, maybe we'll close them up.
Yes, I am.
Okay, good.
There you go. So there's some pizza. We've got, oh no, it looks like the police left, so that's nice. We did have the police here with us for a moment or two. I guess making sure that we were safe. Hello, Denise. Kind of nice to finish off and have a few moments with these great people. If you ever get a chance to come out and meet some of the freedom fighting family, I welcome you to it because they're great people. And don't forget to grab your druthers newsletter or get them online, newspaper, or follow them online for some real news. I should have brought you along for the convoy out to the park here. It was actually pretty fun. A lot of support. Hey, Mr. Green Thumb, you got to come out for one of these picnics sometime. They're amazing. A lot of good food, a lot of great people. As you would know, being a Ottawa freedom fighter. Part of our Ottawa freedom fighting family. Nice view of Lake Ontario in the back there. It was interesting to see the welcome that we got from one of the public schools. The children were on recess and they were all lined up at the fence cheering as we drove by with our flags and horns and going crazy. So it was nice to see the young kids enjoying a parade, I guess, of sorts. I've always said if you want to make change, that's where to start. Yeah, sorry, Mr. Green Thumb. It'll be the cellular signal here. There's not much I can do about it. Let me see if I can... I'll probably just shut down the stream then in a couple minutes and take some video and pictures and post a video tonight where it'll have better going on. I just thought I'd try a live, but last time I did a live here, it was the same problem actually, so I don't know what made me think. I did run a little speed test to see what kind of quality of cellular strength we had here, and it seemed pretty good. So I thought I'd do a live and see if anybody wanted to come over and do some chatting. I did pull out my modem out of the bag, so it might get a little bit better. Oh, it looks like Mr. Green Thumb's got some fuzzy eyes because FJT can see just fine. Hey, Joe Thorne, thanks for the pizza.
Anytime, brothers and sisters. Excuse me, miss. There's free pizza and water if you're hungry. You're more than welcome to join. Yeah, no problem. There's a whole bunch. Just pick whichever one you like best.
Make sure it doesn't have any bees on it.
Yeah, there's 7 different kinds, so just open them up, take a look, see what you want.
Yeah, we even got some adult Kool-Aid here, which I think I might enjoy one if, let me just double check there's cops left. I think the cops left now. I don't think we have our police escort anymore. Excuse me, sir. We're having a Mosaics. Probably said that wrong. Nothing wrong, a little bit of pizza and beer.
Paranoid of that camera videotaping me eating.
Why?
I don't know. I'm like, oh. Let's eat daintily now.
Well,
the camera's on.
Fortunately, everyone said it's pretty fuzzy anyways. We don't have very good cellular strength, but well, you don't want to do an interview then while you're eating?
Yeah, really. Here. Oh,
is that what I sound like?
no, me.
I have a feeling this isn't Twist Top.
Hey, is this Twist Top or my pansy? No, no, no. Yeah, they do it up here.
Thank you, sir. We're having some European Kool-Aid. I call it Kool-Aid. Anyways, yeah. Ooh. I guess it's drinkable. That's not bad. All right, well. See if we can zoom in. See if we can get some of that park going on. You see the lake in the back. Beautiful view. Nice day to get the freedom fighting family out here. You guys ever get a chance to come to one of the rallies, I highly suggest you do. Amazing people. Warm, welcoming, loving, kind. The Mississauga Rallies picnic was full of potluck, amazing, great food. A lot of people made some great stuff. Just give you a little 360 of the park here. Yeah, that is Lake Ontario. And we'll just take a quick look to see if we got any cops in the parking lot over here behind us. Catching me having a beer, maybe. Yeah, it's definitely a big lake, FGT. We might be able to see you on the other side of it. Well, no, anyways, that is the United States on the other side of it. No, Green Thumb, tell me what happened with the TP removal. I knew something they were going to do, something about a TP installation, but I was pretty sure, of course, it'd get shut down. What happened? And you see there's actually some people that just were walking by and they came and stopped in for a piece of pizza. Oh, if you're going to try to put a link in, it probably won't work. I think that is one thing that YouTube doesn't allow is links in the chat room. I could be wrong, but some other people have tried in the past to put a link in the chat room and it wasn't successful. I'm going to go grab another piece of pizza before it's gone.
Yeah,
That's how you do it. Pizza sandwich. So for everybody just joined in the stream, just to give you a heads up, I didn't get a chance to put much in the description or the title. Constable Aaron Howard and Constable Clay, and Clay has been charged with supporting the Freedom Convoy with basically an email, and Low 68 from BC. He's got three charges against him, but they dropped two of them, and one of them still was remanded till, I think they said December. Not 100% sure, but yeah. So always nice to have a little picnic afterwards. Enjoy some company with some good people. Again, if you ever get the chance, like for an example, Saturday, the Freedom Fighting family will be in Shelburne doing a rally on the intersection there. Really nice rally, great people. So if you can come out to Shelburne on Saturday, I look forward to meeting you. I'll be the guy with the camera. Can't do a live stream from there because the cellular reception is terrible. It's not that great from here either. That's why the picture might be a little bit fuzzy for some. I guess I shouldn't chew too close to the speaker. Sorry about that. So we got one person from BC. Whereabouts in BC, Johnny? And Mr. Green Thumb, we know he's a freedom fighting family up in Ottawa. Always nice to see you when I'm up in Ottawa. FJT's down in the States. I forget where down in the States. I apologize for that. So if you guys want to do a quick shout out where you are, I'll start trying to remember where you guys are all from. Oh, Benes, all the way from United Kingdom. Hopefully I said your handle right. Whereabouts in United Kingdom? My family was from Hull, England. Oh, we've got some Lee in Michigan. That's pretty cool. What part of Michigan? Just across the border, or? Better keep an eye on my pizza. The bees are trying to land on it. Kootenays, Trail, BC. I bet it's beautiful there. Birmingham. Oh, I've got some family in Birmingham. My aunt and uncle live there. And of course, Mr. Green Thumb, smack down middle of Ottawa. Always able to catch the action on the hill. Oh, Flint, where the spark began. That's cool.
This is our country. Our country's gone from ape to fucking sheep, right? So, there was a police officer who was charged for putting out a memo to all other police officers.
Joe Thorne's educating someone. Let's go catch it.
We swore an oath to the Constitution. None of these COVID laws went through a parliamentary debate with all politicians. It did not go through the legislature, It did not go through the Senate. These are government edicts. They're not exactly. So now he's been charged for speaking out. So we went to his court case with all of us there honking our horns, flying flags, and then after the court case we all convoyed from Whitby to here, and I bought everybody lunch. And then anybody who's in the park is more than welcome to come over and join us and have lunch. Even if you don't think fuck Trudeau, you still have lunch with us. No, fuck Trudeau. Yeah. Yeah, the whole point is, no, they're all different. Let's remember, they're all different.
Hey, that's cool, Vanessa. I appreciate that. It's always nice to see some long-term viewers still watching the stream. At least shows a little bit of appreciation for me getting out here and bringing it to you guys. I realize it's not always the greatest content because it's not edited and full of action, but at least we know I'll be out there hopefully when things are going on. Helps keep people honest, helps keep you aware of what's going on here in Canada. The fight continues. The government would like you to think that all the mandates are over, but try to go get a job here in Canada without being fully vaccinated. Good luck with that. It's actually interesting when you go on Indeed, which is one of our job banks here in Canada, where you go look for a job on the internet, and you can see the occasional ad that has it right on there, no vaccination required. But I would probably say 9 out of 10 do require it. I even saw the one company that wanted to, for driving a concrete truck, delivering concrete, required you to be fully vaccinated. I don't know if they thought maybe you might infect the concrete or what, but hey, thanks, Green Thumb. I appreciate it, man. Us small independent journalists, we don't do it for the money, that's for sure. We do it because we believe in the movement. I fear for the future of our country. We used to be a peace-loving country that used to fight for peace. Now it looks like we just fight for whatever NATO and our neighbor tell us to. Supplying weapons to Saudi Arabia. Definitely a country I don't support. I don't believe in the regime there in Saudi Arabia. I don't think it's a fight we should be supporting with our weapons. And then go ahead and here we are supporting West Ukraine, another country I don't think we should be, another battle I don't think we should be supporting. We want to support it, we should be doing it as peacekeepers. Send a whole bunch of Canadians into East Ukraine and fight for peace. So unfortunately, I hope, a lot of people will understand that the times are not looking good for the future. It looks like there might be a big battle coming, and I really hope I'm wrong. But I'm hoping the freedom fighters will help our government understand that we do not support war. This is not supposed to be a war-supporting nation. And I know I keep talking about that on the stream lately in the last few days. I keep bringing up the fact that we need to make sure that our governments, no matter where we are, which NATO country we're in, let NATO know that we do not support war. War does not do anybody good. If you've got someone coming into Canada, then sure, jump up and let's fight and defend the way of our life. But to go running around in all these other different countries trying to throw our dictation in there, it's absolutely BS in my opinion. Yeah, Johnny, you're absolutely right. We do send billions over there. We did a $35 billion weapons contract in 2015, and we're apparently going to be doing another one soon, supporting the war, supporting Saudi Arabia's trying to overtake the country of Yemen, where women and children are getting slaughtered daily. And there's getting slaughtered by Canadian weapons. So I don't know about you guys, maybe shoot out your thoughts on the chat there, but it's not something I can support. One of my favorite photos of when I was in Ottawa when the D-Day was happening, when the government was attacking us was when there was 3 of them all decked out in their stormtrooper gear, and I was able to catch a photo with my peace symbol in front of them. And it's just good old days of when we used to fight for peace, and now we just seem to be a war. We're switching over to becoming a warmongering country because that's what NATO and the WF globalist parasites want us to be. So stand up, fight for your rights, fight for freedom, fight for peace. Can't let the fight die, even though they pretend that we can do what we want here. We can only do what we want in this country when it's along the lines of what the government would like us to fight for. You know, the Iranian protests that are happening here in Canada, the government supporting them big and in many different ways, allowing them to shut down streets and intersections. And as long as you're not against the government narrative, then 2 thumbs up. Yeah, Mr. Green, that is a second-class Canadian. That is his YouTube channel. He's got a drone flying around, which he'll probably do a video later tonight. He let me try his drone out the other day at the Mississauga rally, and I crashed it into the tree. So we're not going to allow me to do that anymore. Fortunately, it only cost him a couple of the propellers, the props, which he had some backup. Hi, Peggy Lee. You're absolutely right. Do as I say, not as I do. That's how our government rolls. You are right. It is sickening. And as long as we agree with their agenda, then they'll let us live our lives the way we want. But if we disagree with what they want to do and how they decide to spend all our tax dollars, then we get squashed. Beautiful day for a picnic. Let's zoom in on the lake a little bit there. So there you go. You can't see it, but that would be the United States of America on the other side there. Hi, Lee. Yes. A huge shout out for the Amish farmer that is getting harassed by the government now for trying to form a community outside the government's narrative, trying to supply and feed a family, feed a community. But of course, he who controls the food controls the people, so the government doesn't want us having our own food source. That would make us less dependent upon them. Yeah, the seagulls here are definitely doing a lot of chirping, trying to get some pizza. Definitely a really nice park.
Should we go for this time, Paul?
I don't know. I was lucky enough to get in there this time, and
Let's go with the deluxe.
yeah, I did that just so I could say I had some vegetables today. Not getting enough of them.
Did you start working again, or?
No, not yet. I've been looking. I've got a court case next week, pre-trial on the 12th. And then my trial November 21st. And so I'm suing an ex-employer that fired me after 10 and a half years. Basically, so I kind of don't want to get a job yet because it's kind of hard to tell an employer, hey, yeah, I'll work for you, but I am suing my last employer. So I think I keep on telling myself I'm gonna wait until that's done, and then get back to work. And I'm not 100% sure. Like, it's not gonna be that. I haven't had a job in 3 years. You know, I was self-employed for a little bit, and then when the vid hit, back in 2020 February or something, when they finally announced it, I actually shut down my own business. I had a property maintenance company that I started.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
And then shut that down. I bought a house and started fixing that up, and then sold that 6 months ago, and I've been trailing around now since. So I have been trying to look at jobs. Most of them want you to be vaccinated, and I'm not up to speed on my boosters, and I don't plan on getting any boosters, so it's going to be right away. I was just even mentioning on stream there the other day, I looked at a concrete driving job, concrete truck. Can't even do, they want a booster shot for being a concrete driver. And so that limits me. So I think, and then not only that, the price of rent here. And cheers, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thanks, Len.
The rent here in Canada, in Ontario, it's through the roof. This is what happens when you bring in 400,000 plus immigrants each year and only build 200,000 homes.
And then you add a larger demographic in millennials coming into home buying years.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the starvation for rental properties or even cheap, affordable housing, like to buy it, it's near impossible.
Unless you're going somewhere where the prospects of making a high wage are gone. Like, you can get a decent house between Bancroft and Timmins for a decent price. Where are you working? Where you're gonna drive an hour and a half to get to whatever job you have that makes decent coin, or you're working in a little tiny community at the subway making minimum wage.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of what you're left with, right? Or you're working some pulp and paper mill factory kind of job. Like, there's not that much industry where the cheap homes actually are.
Yeah.
So if you want to make a decent living, it's good. It's like me and the wife. We've thought about it many times. It's like, that's just, like, we made a ton of money off of our house because we bought it in 2014. And it's a bungalow. So, I mean, you know, it's sought after. 100 foot.
Yeah, big time.
100 foot one way, 75 feet the other way, corner.
Huge lot.
Right? So,
Yeah.
nice big lot, too. So, I mean, we're up 800,000 on the house.
Sure.
And we've thought about moving, you know, north for some property and all that. But I'm like, what am I going to do? Drive an hour to get back down to Oshawa to do a 20-minute service call? Are you going to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours just to get to work? Because she works at Nielsen and Shepherd in the Toronto School Board.
Okay.
So she also has a good job. So it's not like we want to give that up because, I mean, it's $106,000 a year. Because that's what teachers make. Teachers make a ridiculous amount of money. This commercial we were hearing on 680 News, teachers only make $35,000, is a crock of shit. Any teacher that has 10 years of service is automatically at a specific pay grade. Any teacher who's taken 5 AQ courses is at another specific pay grade, which puts you at $106,000 a year.
This is relative to if you're in Catholic or public.
It's the same.
And well, I've known a couple teachers, and they're not making six figures.
Because they haven't taken 5 AQ courses, or they don't have 10 years of service in.
Well,
That's all
one
it
of them's
takes.
Definitely got 10 years of service.
Right, so then what they need to do is take an AQ course. You need 5 AQ courses. So basically, you get your 10 years of service, you're at threshold A for pay. Well, now you throw on 1 AQ course. Now you're threshold B for pay. You throw on 3 AQ course, you're threshold C.
You sure this isn't relative to your municipality?
No. No.
Because, like, I know.
Now, don't get me wrong. Durham might not make as much as a Toronto.
I was dating
teacher.
I was dating a vice principal, and she was making 90 grand a year as a VP
Where though?
in Cambridge.
Cambridge. Okay, so now again, there may be differences amongst different boards.
I think
but-
different boards and different municipalities.
But every board still runs off of that same pay structure. Where, like, as an example, I'm a plumber. I can't work on your gas hot water tank. I can work on your electric one, but I can't legally work on your gas one. So I can charge X, Y, and Z for an electric one, but I can charge more for a gas. Why? I've upgraded my damn schooling. Just like a teacher, you upgrade your schooling, you get more money, right? So, and that's all my wife did. She got her.
Well, you can do the gas hot water tank, the plumbing aspect, just not the gas work.
Exactly. But then it's, I mean, the gas guy's just going to hook up the hot and the cold, and you're going to save more money.
Sure,
than call
sure,
them over
absolutely.
us, right? No, I've done a couple gas ones for friends and family and people. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch gas. I said I wouldn't touch gas.
No.
You know,
so
not without proper training.
Yeah, no, and for me, it's, I mean, I just at my buddy's house and my family's house, so it's no
What are you,
big.
camera shy? Sorry, what were you saying?
I mean, when I do it for my friends and family, it's no big deal. If I kill them, I probably wanted them dead anyway.
The liability is probably pretty intense.
I was gonna throw a shout out here for everybody.
Back up a little bit. I'm zoomed in.
Follow Jessica at Rise Up Durham. No, what is it?
Durham Region Freedom Fighters.
Thank you, Durham Region Freedom Fighters. I had it completely wrong. So follow all her information. You'll find out of a lot of these rallies, flag waving. Every Friday we do flags on the bridge. So that's 4 to 6 o'clock. Pick a bridge, do it in your local town. Just get out, put the flags on the bridge. Everybody driving home from work will see your flag. You wouldn't believe the number of people that honk and give us the thumbs up. So just get out there, keep the movement going. We want to see people on a bridge from London all the way to Cornwall. Every single bridge, 1 person, 2 people, 100,000 people, I don't care. Just get a flag on that bridge. Thanks, everyone.
And the handle was
Durham Region Freedom Fighters.
Durham Region Freedom Fighters
At gmail.com.
at gmail.com. So that's your email.
That's our email.
But
And it's
We're
on
on Facebook, we're on Instagram.
okay, there we go.
Twitter,
Facebook,
we're on
Instagram,
Signal,
Twitter,
we're on
Signal,
Telegram.
Telegram,
MeWe.
MeWe. I don't know what that is. Is that something, or was that just a joke?
Another one, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, go on MeWe and check that out. Oh boy, the amount of different handles we're getting these days, eh? Hey, what's his name again? Over there in the hat. Starts with a no, with the flag on his back.
Oh, I don't know.
Trenton or no? Tristan. Tristan. Yeah, it starts with a T. Yeah. Tristan was asking what you're doing with the leftovers. I don't know if he's extra hungry or.
Yeah, I take them down to Memorial Park.
Oh yeah. Oh sweet. I think that's maybe what he was thinking.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I bring him down to Memorial Park anymore.
Because I tell you, Tristan had a great idea, which I think some freedom fighters should get out sometime and do, maybe after one of these picnics or something, is to go through a park and pick up the garbage. And just to start showing some of these people around here that we're not bad people and that we do good stuff. And then they might jump in and say, oh, look at them, I want to be like them, let's go help them or something.
Yeah.
So I would be totally open to coming out for a garbage cleanup in different parks and stuff.
Yeah, I've been preaching that for forever. We need an entire narrative change. We need to switch from freedom to justice because we pretty well have our mandate freedom at this point.
He's just trying to find a job and he needs triple vax just to be
I
a
know.
tow truck
So
driver.
you might want
to
to
be vaccinated to be a new employee at all jobs right now.
almost every job, except,
every
you know, the
single
funny
job.
thing is you'll see, I'm job hunting on different
so
sites
am I.
and occasionally you watch one, oh, unvaccinated, welcome.
Yeah.
Occasionally you see
And that
that.
job is gone in 30 seconds from being posted because they get
Yeah.
1,000 fucking.
Yeah, but legally, like from the government's standpoint, there's not that many mandates in place. At least not that the public can see.
Construction
Right.
union.
That's
What do you
It's a
mean?
mandate,
What about
yes,
joining a
and the
construction
problem is
union?
The public doesn't
It'll
realize
cost
they
like
can
$900,000,
suspend it. They're not
but-
wrong.
exactly.
I am part of a union already. I'm probably not going to go down that route because I'd be surprised if I didn't have to be vaccinated.
Well, I know my son didn't have to be, and his friend doesn't have to be, so that's what I'm saying.
This is the thing. That's
Yeah, I'm a mobile crane apprentice
Okay.
and an AZ driver.
Yeah, well, then that's
So-
that's the
I am probably going to start up my own business again because I did have my business going before vid hit,
Yeah.
and I shut it down to go buy a house that was built in 1900, and I tore it down and rebuilt it.
Oh, wow.
And I sold that like 6 months ago. And so the reality, I've got a court case that starts November 21st. So I'm just gonna probably stay unemployed till at least then. And then after that, so I also have a real estate license. I'm a licensed realtor. And so I think after that, I'm going to start up my business again, which is a property maintenance business. And I'm going to tie that in with my real estate business. And I'm basically going to try to do an all-in-one service. You know, like if you want to sell your house, we come get it all prepped. We do the cleaning, the cutting the grass, everything. And then we all sell it. So it'll be an all-in-one service. And there is one other company in Ontario starting to do that. But yeah. So yeah, that's the idea. I've got a lot of, I'm also a machinist.
Okay.
I did that for almost 15 years.
Wow. Okay.
So I've definitely got ways to make money.
Yeah.
But I really like the idea of starting my own company.
Yeah.
Then the real estate aspect, I will do the government can have their share, but then some of the property maintenance stuff, maybe I don't always have to share.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that while I'm on live here, but yeah, so that's kind of my idea. I'm suing my ex-employer from like 4 years ago. This lawsuit's been going, it's now almost over. So, wrongful dismissal case. They tried to offer me 2 weeks severance pay after 10 and a half years.
Oh, wow.
And my lawyer's suing for 18 months,
Yeah.
which is too much. But still, he figured, well, if they were going to go so small, he'll go so large.
Right on.
So, yeah, pre-trial's next week. And hopefully the judge looks at the case and looks at the defendant who I'm suing and says, you better make a deal here because if this comes in front of me, I'll probably give him the max. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
And then hopefully the guy will just settle because I want to be done with it. I'm fed up I still have this place in my head. I dream,
With it, yeah.
like last night I got an email from the lawyer yesterday saying what's going on next week. So last night I was up at like 1 a.m. till 5 a.m. It's just, I'm having so many sleepless nights with the crap. And also the fact that in less than a week I have nowhere to live. Right now I'm living in a trailer, going from park to park. Well, all the parks close October 15th. So there's two.
There's a few free places, but they're all far.
No, I've got Walmart. I can always camp at Walmart.
Yeah.
And
You can camp on Crown land though too, right?
as long as you, yes, as long as you don't leave no evidence behind. And then there's quite a few truck stops that I can stay at as well. And so there are some options. The truck stops are loud. Walmart's not that great. Too many lights.
Yeah.
There are 2 parks in Ontario that I know are all year round. So yeah, there's some options. Like I was talking.
There are 2 parks that are all year.
Yeah, Pinery near Grand Bend.
Oh yeah, okay.
And McGregor Point near Saddle Beach.
They're both way over there, right?
Yeah, well, at least McGregor's close to Shelburne, so I'll be able to go to Shelburne rallies all the time.
There you go, yeah.
But, yeah, so there's options. I got lots of options. Machining, technically, I can't do anymore because I was, I've got plantar fasciitis.
Yeah.
So I can't stand on concrete very long. That's kind of why you see me kind of rocking from back to forth.
Yeah.
My feet hurt. So I can't really do that anymore. I shouldn't be doing that anymore. It causes me a lot of pain.
Yeah.
So it's not the best choice, even though there's like all kinds of demand for that. And then show me a single trucking company that's not hiring.
Yeah.
Now a lot of them do want you to be vaccinated. So, and I think I'm due for a booster or something. So, and I don't plan on participating anymore because last time my blood pressure was really high after getting a shot.
Okay.
And when I sat down for my second shot and she started giving me all these heart warnings. And I thought, oh my goodness, I feared the vid. Now you're making me fear the shot more than I fear the vid. So I said, screw it, no more shots for this guy.
Yeah.
And like I've got asthma, so I've feared influenza for the last 25 years because I always get a lung infection afterwards. So it takes me a week like normal people to beat the flu, but then it'll take me 2 weeks to beat the lung infection.
Yeah.
So my late 20s, I was constantly getting the flu because I used to smoke a lot of marijuana and share that joint around, and somebody in the room would be, as soon as you're swapping spit with 10 people, and they're swapping spit with how many other people. Anyways, I was getting sick all the time, so then I stopped sharing. Sure, here, you want one? Have one. But I wouldn't do more, I only swap spit with my significant other.
Yeah.
And I haven't had the flu in 25 years.
Right on.
So just becoming germ aware made me, if you see someone fevering and coughing, don't share spit with them. You'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
It's like when the AIDS pandemic came around. Abstinence works great. Monkeypox, no anal.
They're pushing that left, right, and center.
There's a lot of things that with a little bit of education that we can avoid. Right? Good set of healthy lungs. Exercising your lungs, taking some deep breaths every single day. Never forget to exercise your lungs.
Yeah.
Right? Major important muscle and organ. Yeah.
They're just scaring people again.
Is that the monkeypox?
Another one.
Oh no.
It's gonna keep going.
yeah, they're gonna
I'm
get
going.
Well, you know what? They try.
people start saying,
Yeah.
Sounds like the
Yeah.
banana in the tailpipe story. Yeah, there we go. No, well, you know what? Keep you in fear, and that's how you keep the minions behaving, right? You know, you still look at the Iranian protests. What, 20% of them are all masked up. I don't know if you've been to one yet, but they all got their masks on. Well, I was at the one in Ottawa, but then I watched a live stream of the one in Toronto, and it was even a higher percentage of the ones in Toronto all masked up. And then, you know, like I went and asked a few of them in Ottawa. I said, just curious, you guys are from Iran? Yeah, from Iran. I said, so what? Do you have a lot of faith and trust in our government here, the Trudeau government? Oh yeah, absolutely. Great guy, great government. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm thinking to myself, well, if you come from a place like Iran, I guess if you come from a place like Iran,
Yeah.
and then you come and look at our government, how can that not look like roses,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I am sure, and that's why Trudeau jumped on all the sanctions, because he knows I went to Google it. There's about 150,000 Iranian immigrants in this country. He's going to get all their votes.
Oh yeah.
That's 150,000.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I knew he does.
That's why there was such an influx of immigration
Oh yeah, absolutely.
in around. Well, he's been in power.
Well,
There's been a lot of immigrants.
And same with Trudeau, and same with Biden. He's also doing the same thing,
Yeah.
bringing, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what.
Because you come from a crap country where you're watching guns walk down the street in not a police officer's arms.
Fearing for
right?
your life, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you come here, it's different, but we just don't see our tyranny yet.
I wouldn't say we. The majority of us here,
Yeah.
the 90%, yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. And the one thing I learned this in my early 20s, because my boss, I'm not going to say his name live on stream, but this company I worked for, every year he goes down to Guyana and would bring 20, 25 immigrants back and work for the company, okay? He's got, I think, 12 plants now. And I said to him, because I was friends with him, I said to him, hey, man, I'm just curious, you know, like, why do you always go back and get these Guyanese guys come back? He said, well, look, Paul, the difference between these guys and you and Canadians, he said, I bring these guys back, I give them $25 an hour. They're happier than a pig in shit.
Yeah.
They'll never vote in a union on me. They love me. They think I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. Every single time you guys go out there and do that whole union thing and try to get a union in here, I already know that I've got all these votes that won't be voting.
Yeah.
He said, so that's when I learned about the advantage of bringing the immigrants in, because when you get people that come from a nasty country, geez, our leaders don't look so bad.
Yeah. Guyana's not good.
So that's funny that I got taught that almost 30 years ago from my employer.
Yeah.
And still to this day, he still brings in, you go to his company and there's a lot of guys from Guyana.
Guyana.
Yeah. And I'm not
It's a bad.
I don't have any problem about immigrants, and obviously I'm not a racist
We're
at all.
all
I love all
immigrants.
people. Yeah,
We're all
absolutely. And unless you're natives, even those are, I guess at some point in time, are
Yeah.
probably immigrants as well. But I have no problem. I'm not racist at all. I love them all. Bring them in.
Yeah.
I think I do find it confusing on how immigrants, you see these young 20 immigrants that come into our country and they can afford housing,
Yeah.
and yet I can't afford a house.
Yeah.
You know. So I don't know how that works. I would like to know exactly. Like, I tried doing some research on the government websites to see, you know, how much money, if you get given to an immigrant, like what is the welcoming check that you get when you come to our country? Because I tell you right now, if you Google Canadian news on YouTube, right? If you put in Canada news, guess what? Like, the most things that come up on the first 50 of them. Immigration from India. All these Indian independent journalists. Oh, we got 20 more applications allowed in Canada. Get your applications in. Like, it's huge. It's huge on their YouTube is applications to get into our country.
I had a friend that came here. She only had a permanent residency though when all this crap hit, and then they kept messing her around for a permanent residency. She's a hard worker though.
Well, and a lot of them are.
Sent a lot of her money home.
And the other thing that the problem that just Joe and I were talking about, if you're going to bring in 400,000 plus immigrants, and you're only going to have 200,000 plus new homes built each year, and you've got the influx of the Canadians that already lived here that are getting into the buying a home stage of their life, it's driving the market insane. It's incredible. Like, try to buy a house with a single income.
No, you can't.
You know, you really, like incomes aren't going up. So unless you've got some kind of skilled trade where you're getting paid $40 an hour, because even $30 an hour only gets you a mortgage of like 300 grand. Try to buy a house for 300 grand. You're going to be off in the boondocks somewhere where there's no jobs.
Yeah.
You know, so inflation's going through the roof, but yet wages aren't. You know, the wages aren't. And then as an AZ driver, like I gave it up because there's way too much responsibility, and the pay's like $25 an hour to drive 80,000 pounds down the street. And a friend of mine that I went to school with, see you guys,
I'll be right back.
a friend of mine I went to school with to get my AZ license, he was driving a dump truck. And yes, you can find jobs that pay more than that, but the average is going to be about $24 an hour. Unless you're in Toronto, it's probably 22. There's some places the average obviously goes a bit up, but good luck. Okay, so a high-paying truck driving job is $30. That's a high-paying. But anyways, so my buddy was driving dump truck, and he went through a green light doing 50. Boom! This older guy in his 60s ran the red light. I guess he didn't notice it was red, and my buddy killed him.
Oh God.
You know, and he said to me, the last thing I saw was this guy look at me went before I killed him.
God.
And he's never driven since.
Yeah.
He's traumatized.
Yeah.
He says he can't sleep without seeing this guy's face before the last second of this guy's, living face, and he was getting $23 an hour. So like for anybody that wants to go drive a truck like that, I'd say no, go to Costco.
Yeah.
The amount of liability that you face driving a truck around.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like my buddy, when that happened, if he would have been, say he was smoking marijuana the night before, which I don't know if you smoke marijuana or have, by the time the next day comes, you're not under the influence at all.
Yeah.
But it's still in your system.
still in
And
your
as a
system.
commercial driver, the first thing they do is test you for narcotics and alcohol.
Seriously.
It's the first thing they do if you're in an accident.
Yeah.
So if he would have smoked the night before, now he'd be going to jail.
Test positive. Yeah.
And he was going through a green light, but yet he'd be going to jail. You know why they say he'd be going to jail? Because he tested positive, and because he was positive and had marijuana in his blood, he shouldn't have been on the road for that guy to hit, for that guy to go in front of him. So that's what they teach you in school, right? The liability is just intense.
Yeah.
So I only got my AZ license because I wanted to be a mobile crane operator, because I think that's really sexy. I just love that whole, like, that massive crane. I think that's just huge. I like that. I know
You're such a guy.
Oh, that is like, the ultimate boy's toy,
Yeah.
I guess. And, I just love them. I gave it up, though, because, the outriggers are like 6 feet high.
Yeah.
And to be a mobile crane operator, you really got to give up your life. When the crane, like, you work 60 to 100 hours a week.
Oh God.
And you know what? I've done that already on my whole life and up till my 40s, and I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
If I can get a 40-hour job, a week, 44 hours, that's good for me. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to live some life.
Yeah.
We never know when it's going to be over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
I didn't know, like, when I first got the apprenticeship and started it, they don't advertise the fact that you will now
Not have a life.
will not have a life. If the crane's working, you're working. And then they don't tell you that, I didn't realize you're exempt. So truck drivers have only allowed to work 70 hours a week max. Crane operators and truck drivers in support of cranes, they're exempt from that rule.
What? Where's the logic?
Because cranes are apparently one of the most important construction vehicles out there. They build society.
Yeah.
So when I was coming back we used to do, I don't know if you know the big TV on Yonge and Dundas, the one with the curved
Yeah.
TV around. So I was there every night putting that up with the
Okay.
crane. And when we were leaving at 5, 6 in the morning, the driver of the crane, he'd say, "Hey man, do me a favor, follow right." I always follow right behind him. But he said, "As soon as you see me weaving off the lanes, wake me up with the horn." Because I'm falling asleep. So as soon as I see him get out of the lane, I'm going to wake him back up again.
Yeah.
And I tell you, all the time, he would be like going off the road.
Yeah.
The guy, he was working 3-4 days straight.
Oh God. Yeah, that's not right.
And he was making $6,000 a week take home.
Yeah.
Sure,
Still
there was a
not
lot of
right.
money, but he'd only sleep like when the guys would say, okay, he'd put a piece in place, and while the guys were fastening it, he'd grab a 20-minute nap.
Oh my God.
And then it was my job as the apprentice to wake him back up when it was time to go back to work. So I definitely, if I could go back into my 20s, I would chase that for sure. $65 an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't take home that, but $11 goes to your retirement. You retire. If you do 30 years as a crane operator, hey guys, go be a mobile crane operator. If you do 30 years as a mobile crane operator, you'll retire with 10 grand a month.
Wow.
You'll earn between $8,000 and $12,000 a month, because $11 an hour goes to your retirement fund. So the whole 30 years you're working, $11 an hour, and then another 10 goes to your benefits, and then the rest is your pay. But that's really, pretty good money. And you only make straight time between the hours of 8 and 4. 8 a.m., 4 p.m. is straight time, $65 an hour. But anything outside of that, and it's always outside of that, then it's double time.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Double time, not even time and a half.
Yeah, double time. So that's one hell of a union.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So there you go. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the view and the conversation. My dreams and aspirations to be a mobile crane operator. So what gets you out here fighting for freedom?
Oh, grandbabies.
Grandbabies?
Grandbabies. They need a future.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving this crap to them.
Yeah, and what do you think if we keep going down the road that we're going, what kind of future do you think your grandbabies will have?
They're going to be sex slaves.
Sex slaves, wow. Strong statement, but geez, the more research I'm doing, there's some crazy crap going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of, they're going to legalize pedophilia and then, yeah.
Isn't that just
I
crazy?
just can't leave that to my
I don't know if you guys can hear, what was your name?
Sherry.
Sherry, I'm Paul.
I know Paul.
I had a feeling I've met you once before. So Sherry's saying that she thinks that they're going to legalize pedophilia. What makes you think that?
They've already classified it as a disorder. That's exactly what they did when the homosexual thing used to be illegal, right? It used to be illegal to be gay, and they made it a disorder, and then eventually it became normalized kind of thing. It's a hate crime to hate somebody who's gay or whatever. It's going to be a hate crime to hate a pedophile. It's the same steps they use for that, they're using for this.
So someone just commented that YouTube made it almost impossible to do a child pred catching video.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's pretty insane.
Look up Jim Caviezel. He shot a movie that was supposed to be released in 2020, and it's about a guy who was hunting child traffickers and rescuing children. It's a true story. It's based on a true story. Jim Caviezel shot it, starred in it, whatever. You can't find it to watch it whatsoever. You cannot find it. I've looked everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I know back when I was a teenager, and that's a little while ago now, 30 years now, I guess, when I was 19. And I met a few people in jail because I was a bad boy when I was a teenager. And when the pedophiles would come in, they were getting less time than people that stole from a business. Like if you smashed a window, ran inside and stole a bunch of goods,
Yeah.
you would get more time than somebody that raped a child.
Yep. And you can't tell me you didn't just murder that child. That child's innocent is gone now forever, and their life is screwed from there on in.
So
Why does that person deserve that little time?
I'll tell you an absolutely disgusting case. So in Quebec, which I like, they have a magazine called Hello Police, ALLO. And in that magazine / newspaper, it's all about the crime that happens in Quebec. This beer is giving me indigestion. It's all about the crime that happens. So I was reading this newspaper, and I seen the picture of the guy that was on the 5th floor, and I was on the 1st floor. And gym, when we go to gym during the day, the 5th floor and 1st floor go to gym together. So I saw this article, and he's got a whole page. And I flipped it. He's got a whole front and back page news article about him. I thought, holy Toledo, he's done something pretty major to get that much of a coverage.
Yeah.
And he was about a 60-year-old guy. And so then I started trying to read French because I'm not very good on French, but I was in Quebec City being a bad boy in Quebec City. And so that's where I spent some of my time. And I read 13-year-old girl and 15-year-old girl. So I thought, holy Toledo. So one of the guys that I was in the jail with me, well, he came back from the penitentiary for another charge. And he spoke English. He was bilingual. So he came and we were friends, and he came over and I said, hey, what's going on here? I showed him the article. He started reading it. You could just see his face change as he read this article about what the guy did. And he says, Paul, you're not going to gym tonight. And I said, I'm going to gym tonight. And he said, no, you don't want to go to gym tonight. You don't want to get involved in this. And I said, no, I'm coming to gym. He says, well, listen, you might get charged. He said, you know, and I said, listen, I'm coming to gym. And quite frankly, to be honest with you, I think maybe I might not have wanted to go to gym because I've never saw that amount of gore before. Like this guy, number one, he ate a pool ball like this. So my friend made him eat a pool ball to help him stop screaming so much for the guards to come help him. So and to get a pool ball in your mouth, you need to remove some chiclets.
Yeah.
And he ripped off his ear when he put his head through the bars. One of his ears had to get removed to fit, and there was blood everywhere. But on the same point in time, the guy deserved it. Okay, he got 2 years less a day, which means he doesn't go to the penitentiary. And what he did was he stalked and abducted a 13-year-old girl. He took her out to the country. He smashed her forearms and her shins with a hammer that he just bought from Sears. He had the receipt and the bag in the thing in his truck. Then he let her go in the middle of the country, and she had to crawl to a farmhouse to get help. And she literally had fractured shins and fractured forearms.
Yeah.
So then 2 years later, he grabbed her again. So he stalked her for 2 years and then grabbed her again. And this time, he had sex with every hole she had.
Oh my God.
He smashed her up again with the hammer, and she lived. So like you said, mentally, that girl is wrecked.
God, yeah.
Right? And he got 2 years less a day.
Yeah.
So that's why the guards they knew he was getting a beat down. They could hear him screaming.
Yeah.
But they wanted him to get a beat down. When the guards finally did come and saw this guy's head between the bars and the blood everywhere, they said, holy shit, we didn't know you'd do that much. Well, you should have known you had a pen timer here that's never, like that guy, the pen timer, my friend, he's never going to see the street again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
he doesn't care.
He was doing justice, like our government won't. So it is absolutely disgusting that for some reason, pedophilia, like that should be life sentences. Like it's got to be way more severe.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion anyways.
No, I agree. I gotta take off now, Paul.
Hey, well, it was nice
Great
seeing you
one.
again.
It was great to see you
Till
again.
next time.
Take care.
Thanks for the chat. Hey guys, sorry about some of that crazy talk there that we just got into. Yeah, I heard gas is jumping up 20 cents because they're removing, OPEC is taking away the barrels. But did you hear Biden's speech just the other day that he's going to release 1 million barrels out of reserve? Trying to say that the gas prices will go down eventually because of what he's doing. So he releases a few barrels and everybody else tightens up on their barrels. Absolutely, Green Thumb. It is. It's not the first time I've watched that stuff go down, and that's why it would be nice to have Ontario have a magazine that really lets us know all the different crime that goes on. Oh, have you heard of that magazine as well? Do they still have that? Because that was 30 years ago I was talking about. CBC, it's absolutely disgusting that seems to be normal in many different countries I've been hearing. And that's absolutely nuts that you can't make videos about catching pedophiles. That's crazy. Well, listen, everyone seems to be wrapping up here and heading out. Only a few of us left. I don't know what else to talk about right now to give you guys something interesting to talk. I do appreciate you all joining the stream, CBC. Thanks for joining in the chat. And what can we do about it, when cops aren't willing to do their job against the pedos? Like, that's absolutely nuts. Big Dice will definitely want to support that kind of a channel, that's for sure. It's pretty sickening to find out that, like I said, people that do them kind of crimes, literally, you go break into a closed business affecting nobody personally. Steal a little bit of stuff, and you'll serve a longer jail sentence than you will if you go ahead and wreck someone's life. Toronto Catchers, is that their handle on YouTube or something? I'd like to check that out a bit. And I agree with you, Mr. Green Thumb. It is our job as citizens to try to do what we can. CP Toronto. All right, I'll check that out.
I was driving and I was like, oh, where's the bridge? I was like, looking at the sign.
That definitely sounds like a channel I could support.
They're only seeing my flag. Like, that's a fucking giant one, right? I'm like, okay. Everything else they don't see.
Well, beautiful day out here.
So we just want to shift it over.
As you guys can see, nice water out there. About, I don't know, I think they said the high today was going to be about 22 degrees.
Working that cooler across.
Here, want me to bring a cooler across?
Yeah, I'm gonna take both of us.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, big dice, that's absolutely insane, eh?
See you guys.
See ya. Thanks for chatting today.
Coming back for the pizza. What's happening with the pizza?
Joe Thorne said he was bringing it to the homeless.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I'm going with Joe.
So the leftover pizza is going to the homeless at one of the parks over here. Thanks to Joe Thorne.
Memorial Park.
Memorial Park. So if you guys are still hungry and you want to act like homeless, you can get some pizza out there. I'm just kidding. All right, well, I'm going to shut down the stream, guys. Paul from Canadian Free Living signing out. Thanks for watching the stream today, chatting in the chat room. And we'll look forward to talking with you soon. Sorry we got pretty far off topic today. Yeah, please do. Yeah, please do. Well, I'll head out with you in a minute.
Hey, what's your channel name and shit?
Canadian Free Living.
Canadian Free Living YouTube?
Yeah, and Rumble.
You got Twitter?
Yeah, I don't know what it is though.
All right. All right, man, I'll check you out.
Yeah, YouTube and Rumble. I live stream on YouTube, and if it's anything that's, if it's can you go to YouTube?
Yeah, here I don't think so, but I can do your.
You can take a picture of that, and then I'll. That's the
right.
one.
You got it.
All right, all you guys have a great day. Play safe and stay out of trouble. I'm gonna sign out here and head on back home.
Thank you.
Take care for now.